Today we're doing two Wnba player props here on PrizePicks for Tuesday, September 24th. Before I get started, you guys, link in the description below. Hop into the premium Discord. $9.30 per month, 31 cents per day is where I post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks. We have the other cappers in there as well, posting all their plays. Super positive community, you guys, in the Discord. We actually cashed on a ton of slips last night for Monday Night Football. And again, we cashed on both of our YouTube plays Monday Night Football. We had Christian Kirk over 41.5 receiving yards. He finished with like 70. And then Joe Burrow, first half fantasy score, he had like 10 plus. I think the line was at like 9. So again, 2-0 night last night. NFL PrizePicks Monday Night Football. Looking to go 2-0 tonight here. WNBA playoffs. Again, let's not waste any time, you guys. Let's just get right into it. And before I get into the two plays here, I want to talk about Daily Grand Fantasy. Again, DFS Optimizer, elite betting tool, research betting tool that I do use every single day. I will be talking about it more at the end of the video. But yeah, with the link in the description below, using promo code TUFF, you do get 25% off your first month. Again, DFS Optimizer, guys, an elite research betting tool that I highly recommend. But link in the description below for that. Let's get into it. Two player props, WNBA playoffs. The first game that I'm looking at here is, again, we only have a 2-game slate. It's going to be the Dream versus the New York Liberty. 12.5 point spread. Home game for New York. They're probably looking to close this one out. Blowout last game. We saw the Atlanta Dream starters not play the fourth quarter like at all, which was interesting. The head coach for the Atlanta Dream just did not play the starters in the fourth quarter. This is a kind of a do or die game here for the Atlanta Dream. I think it's if they lose, they go home. It's best of 3. So again, I'm expecting the starters for the Dream to play more minutes here, but nonetheless, let's get into it. First play I like is Ryan Howard over 3.5 rebounds here. For Ryan Howard, again, she only played in last game. She only played like 28.8 minutes, 29 minutes total. She finished with 6 rebounds in 29 minutes. Did not play the fourth quarter at all. So the production through 3 quarters was elite for her: 14, 6, 4, 3, and 3. And I mean, she has a pretty high floor for this line. Like if we look at Ryan Howard and we look at her rebounding line over on Outlier, again, there's a link. You can get a 7-day free trial. If we look at over 2.5 rebounds for Ryan Howard, I mean, just this season, if we just do no filters whatsoever, just this season she's over in 24 of 31. So very strong chance she gets to at minimum 3 rebounds, so giving us a great odds for her to get that fourth one here. But I like this hit rate against the New York Liberty this season. Against New York this season alone, she's had 6, 3, and 6 rebounds, and in the 3 rebound game she only played 25 minutes. So 6 rebounds in 32 minutes, 3 rebounds in 25 minutes, and then another 6 rebounds in 28.8 minutes. According to Outlier here, the New York Liberty give up the second most rebounds to the guard position. We kind of look at their guards, or similar, like, point of attack guards, lead guards, not necessarily point guards, but lead shooting guards, kind of just offensive guards similar to Ryan Howard here. Like we look at Arike, Kalia Copper, Jewel Lloyd, and let's look at Caitlin Clark, right? These 4 players, which you can say are very similar in their offensive roles with the team against the New York Liberty. Like, so for example, Jewel Lloyd this season against the Liberty, 6 rebounds, 9 rebounds on the road versus the Liberty, right? 6 and 9 rebounds for Jewel Lloyd. Arike against the New York Liberty, 6 rebounds and 6 rebounds. Caitlin Clark against the Liberty here, 12 rebounds and 7 rebounds. Now she's a very good rebounder. And then we see Kalia Copper here, 5 rebounds here against New York at home, and then her best rebounding game, I believe, of this season, or one of her, she had 9 rebounds against New York as well earlier this season. So we're seeing similar type of guards to Ryan Howard, be very productive on the glass. And again, the strong hit rate for Ryan Howard against the New York Liberty, even going back to how she's done. I mean, she's over this line in 5 of her last 6 matchups, and again, with matchups, when she gets minutes, this has a high hit rate as well. But even if we go and we do, let's just do back to 3.5 here. We do 3.5. We go to this season, right, for Ryan Howard, 18 of 31, 58% hit rate. But we filter this to away, and again, she's averaging more rebounds, I think, on the road this season, 4.7 rebounds. So we just literally need her to hit her season average rebounds right at 3.5. But if we look at back over here, we look at away games, she's over this line in 11 of 15, And again, this is a do or die game. In game, she plays 32, 33, whatever minutes. She's over in 7 of 9 when she plays 31 plus minutes this season. So I like this spot for Ryan Howard at 3.5. Probably staying away from any bumps. Again, you could play 4 with push potential, but I really do like this value at 3.5. So again, if this line does bump, check out the pin comment in the description below, and I will say what I'm playing if I'm playing the bump still. The second play here is going to be a fantasy score line. And I have to go back to the MVP, Asia Wilson, at 51. I took this in the Discord, actually, I think, for game 1 on Sunday. And she finished with like 48, I think 49 fantasy points. She had a really horrible first half, like second quarter specifically. Like the second quarter, I think she put up like 1 fantasy point. But Ezi McGregor is supposed to be back for the Storm, and this should be a close game. 7.5 point spread. This is a closeout game here for the Las Vegas Aces at home. But going back to this, Ezi McGregor being back, I think, is the key to this line, right? She's the starting center for the Seattle Storm. She's a all-star type of player, all-defensive type of player here. And when we look at Asia Wilson this season versus the Seattle Storm, now she's under in her last 2 games versus the Storm, right? Or 47.6 fantasy in game 1, 34.4 fantasy here to close out the regular season, I believe. But both of these games here were without Ezi McGregor, right? And I think, again, she's a good defender, but her being in the paint creates more opportunities for Asia Wilson offensively and defensively to impact the game. So these are her 3 other games this season versus Seattle: 51.2, 60.3, and 72 fantasy points. And in these 3 games, Ezi McGregor played in all 3 of them. You can see these games and kind of the box scores for Asia Wilson. 24, 20, 2, 3, and 4, no turnovers. This is when she finished with 70 fantasy points. Again, Ezi McGregor in the lineup, having a double-double. The other game here where Asia Wilson played with Ezi McGregor in the lineup, Ezi McGregor had 14 and 15. Asia Wilson here, 29, 11, 3 blocks and a steal. And then again, the other game, I think she finished with 51 fantasy points. Ezi McGregor in the lineup, 19 and 13. And then Asia Wilson, 27, 9, 3, 4, and 2. So just monster games from her. And like I said, with Ezi back in the lineup, I think helps Asia Wilson's fantasy score line. Like the Seattle Storm this season allowed the 3rd most points in the paint in the WNBA, as well as the 4th most blocks in the WNBA. So it's a super high upside play, I think, and consistently all season we were seeing Asia Wilson's fantasy score at 55. Closeout game here. I like this spot a lot. So 2 plays for this WNBA playoff slate: Ryan Howard over 3.5 boards, Asia Wilson over 51 fantasy score. Again, going back to daily grind. Again, taking the best plays from all the major sports books, putting it on one platform, giving you a percentage odds to hit. Daily grind is a tool that I do use every single day, you guys. They do all the hard work for you. Again, currently on the WNBA board, it's Kelsey Plum over 3.5 assists because it's at 3.5 on FanDuel. Bovada has it at minus 135. Fliff has it at minus 160. And you could just compare all the different lines from all the major sports books, showing you the different line discrepancies. And again, these lines move every single second, every single day. So, this updates in real time as well. So again, link in the description, promo code TUFF, 25% off your first month. But nonetheless, 2 WNBA player props here for today's slate. Please drop a like. Check out all the links in the description below. Hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.